Hello Stampers, I'm Kelly Acheson at stampabove.com, coming to you from beautiful Menasha, Wisconsin. We are having a gorgeous day here on our, Wednesday tip video day. It's a great day to be happy. I have a update on our color coach, which is one of my most favorite tools that I use when I'm designing cards. So I'm going to tell you all about it, tell you how to make your own color coach, and then at the end of the video there's going to be a link where you can go directly to my blog to find the downloadable files. You open them up, print them out so that you can make your own color coach. Let's flip this camera around and get started. Now, some of you might be asking, what is a color coach? And a color coach is a fabulous little tool that helps you put colors together when you're designing. So you know the artisty people, they know things. They know things that normal people don't know, myself included. Well, I don't know if I'd really consider myself normal, but you know what I mean. That's questionable. But you get all of our colors with their color combinations. So for example, let's say you want to use Blushing Bride for a card, but you don't know what colors to put with it. Here are some suggestions. And what I found with these is oftentimes there are suggestions that I would have never put together. Like I probably wouldn't put Blushing Bride with Highland Heather and Garden Green. But what you'll find is when you do make a card with those colors, they complement each other beautifully because, like I said, the artisty people, they know things. Here's another one, Calypso Coral with Cherry Cobbler and Old Olive. Really? Yeah, really, it'll work. So I want to show you how to make this if you've never had one before, first of all. And then secondly, I am super excited that we have the color coaches or the cards for our new in colors, the Just Jade, Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Misty Moonlight, and Magenta Madness. So I've got the in colors from last year, the in colors from this year, plus also listed on my blog, and I'll give you a link at the end of this video to head over there. Also listed on my blog is going to be a link to download all of these that I already have. So what you're gonna do is you're going to click on the link on my blog, and this is going to come up on your screen. It's a PDF file, and then you're simply going to print it. Now, what are you going to do if you don't have a printer? If you don't have a printer, you can head on down to your local print shop. Office Max, Home Depot, Staples, they all do printing. And you can bring my blog up on their computer or have them bring my blog up, find the post for this, and they can click on the link and print these for you. They'll probably cut them for you and punch the holes for you. So if you don't have a printer, you can still do this. If you have a friend that has a printer, you can send them the link to my blog and have them print it out for you. Whatever you need to do. Just know that I am not selling these. I'm not selling anything. These are all free, but you have to make it yourself. So what do you do once you have these printed out? You're going to bring in your paper trimmer, and I am going to do the new in colors for you. So there's lines. You can see the lines on here, right? There's lines showing you exactly where you need to cut. And so I'm just going to put this in my trimmer, and I'm going to cut right on that little dotted line. Ooh, looks like I need a new blade in here. Hang on, I'm going to turn this around and see if it does better. I might need to get a new blade out. Haley and I have been using this like a crazy person, and nope, it's cutting good. Okay, so we're going to cut right on the center line. There we go. And then we're going to cut this edge off. And again, I'm just putting that dashed line right in my channel. Now, I am super excited today. While I'm doing this, I'll just chat with you a little bit because I'm going to be chopping up paper for my Nothing's Better Than kit class. And if you didn't get a chance to look at that and you want to order it, I will be making up some extras. I'm going to be cutting up all the cardstock for that. I'm waiting for my order to arrive. It's going to be here today. You just never kind of know when UPS is going to show up, right? But once that order gets here, I'm going to have all my cardstock cut up and I am going to load it up in the truck and head to my mom's house for a few days. So I'm super excited. I get to spend some time with my mama and see my nieces and my nephew and probably go four-wheeling, and we drive around the country block and look for deer. And I do think I need a new blade in here. Now, if you happen to need, here's a double. You're going to get a double Wait What Wednesday. If you happen to need a new blade in your paper cutter, okay, right down here is a little opening, and you kind of pull your blade down here, and you're going to, well, let me see if I got it out before. There we go. You're going to tip it a little bit and pull it out through that opening, okay? It's got these little ends on it that slide right back in there. And now you're going to pick this up and put it back where it has that little groovy thing. And now we've got it in there. So it goes in like this, and then you slide it this way. And here is our new blade. It's going to be nice and sharp. And this is actually the first time I've changed my blade. And you guys know how much I use my paper trimmer. So if you're in the market for a new paper trimmer, this one is only $25 from Stampin' Up. And I absolutely love it. Let's see if it's going to cut a little better for me. These are last year's in colors, and they print out with this year's in colors. So I just let them print. Oh yeah, I felt that just like butter. Okay, so anyways, I told you I was going to my mom's house, so I'm super excited about that. And I'm going to stay in my summer home while I'm there because it sits in her driveway. For those of you that may be new to me, my summer home is a camper. And I'm also pretty excited. I kind of forgot about this, but the other night, it was late at night, and I went into my checking account, which is also where I had my summer home loan in, and I paid off my summer home. And I did that all with my Stampin' Up money. So the money I'm making off of my Stampin' Up business, I just paid off my summer home, and I'm super proud and excited about that. Now, how come this one's smaller? That's weird. See, this one's shorter than the rest. What happened? I don't know what I did wrong. Oh, maybe I need to cut this one smaller. Let's see. I think these are all supposed to be, yeah, they're supposed to be 3 7/8, you guys. So, like, what just happened there? So you cut that Stampin' Up off the bottom. So let's do that on this one too. And 3 7/8 by 2 7/8 is the finished size on these Color Coach cards. Okay, so there we got that. Oh, here's one more. And this one is actually showing that you leave that up, you leave that on there, but if I do that, it won't fit on my ring with my other colors. So you do whatever you want to do. Just make sure that they're uniform and they all end up being the same size, because that's kind of important. I bet you these are not the right size either. Nope, look at, these are all too long. So you do whatever you need to do, but I know, whoops, that my cards right here are 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. So that's what I need to do with these to get them to fit. So we'll just do a little bit of trim. I didn't expect to do this, but whatever, you know, it is what it is. I'm cutting that Stampin' Up off the bottom, and everybody will live. You make yours all the same size, so they'll fit on your ring nicely. Okay, so I just want to make sure that I have, these are last year's in colors. Yep, Terracotta Tile, Rococo Rose, there we go. And Pretty Peacock. I think I just mixed these all up. Magenta Madness, Misty. Oh, that's an empty one. Cinnamon Cider, Bumblebee, and Just Jade. And then these are last year's colors. Okay, so, whoops, I got one here that's a little too long. 2 of them, actually. Let's see what I did. Yeah, isn't that funny? Weird. These are different than last year's. So, like I said, if you already made one of these, you're going to cut them the size as the rest of your cards. Okay. Hold on. Oh, that one's already cut. Okay, these all fit now. These are all the same size. And I want to make sure they're the same size over here. Look at, they're a little bit bigger, you guys. So if you had one of these color coaches from last year, you're going to want to trim these down so they're the same width as last year's. I'm not going to worry about that right now. You can figure that out. What I am going to do, oh, I wanted to talk to you about something else. So let's say this is one of our pages for our color coach. When you go to print it, you want to make sure that you're printing it in landscape mode, this way versus this way. If you print it this way, these cards are going to all be much smaller. If you print it this way, landscape, they're going to be nice and big on here. And we'll touch on this in just a second. So here we go. Now we need to get holes punched in here. And when I first made this particular color coach, we had this gift bag punch board. And so this is what I used to punch my cards. And I'm going to trim this down so it's the right width so I can show you how to punch these holes. This should be, my old one is 2 7/8, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off this side, turn it around, and make it 2 7/8, so it's going to match the cards that are in mine. If you've never made one of these, you can cut it right on the lines like it says. So here's our first one. And what I did is I put it in the gift bag punch board. We don't sell this anymore. I turned it upside down. I put it in right up to this little indicator thing and punched my hole, okay? So that's gonna make that hole in the same place as all the rest of these, so this is gonna fit on my ring. These rings you can get, they're called book rings. I picked these up at Office Depot a couple years ago. I don't even think they cost $5. I got this whole big container full. And you don't have to have, these are a 2-inch, you don't have to have them that big, but I like being able to open this up without it, you know, fighting it to get it open and keep it open. So 2-inch ring works really good for that. Now, if you don't have one of these types of punch boards that has some type of a hole puncher in it, this is retired, like I said, don't worry. You could use one of these. Now, the thing that's going to be a little tricky about this is that you want all of your cards to have a hole that's pretty fairly the same on every single card, right? So if you need to, you can take this card, lay it on here, put a pencil mark. Now that's going to be a little tedious, right? It's not my ideal plan, but you could if you needed to. Otherwise, if you have one of these 3-hole punches, you could actually just use one of the holes and put a little piece of tape or something here. Know that you have to slide this in and over to that piece of tape so that you'll be able to punch 3 or 4 of these at a time and get them all punched in the same. However you decide to punch your holes, I think you can handle that. Okay, so now I'm going to have my new color coach. I always keep this hanging on a little hook over on the side of my room so that it's easy to grab, because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and I do love using this. The other thing that I'm going to have available, now you can click on this and download them and print them, okay? They're going to be on my blog. My blog is right here. There'll be a link at the end. The other thing that's kind of neat is hex values. And these hex values, each one of our colors has a special number in the computer world that identifies its color. So for example, Cinnamon Cider is C2845C. Just Jade is 54B39B. When you use these hex values in an HTML, CSS, photo editing apps, you can create more than 16 million colors. That's crazy. They can be used to customize blogs, websites, graphics, and fonts with your favorite Stampin' Up! Colors. And you also have to remember, when you're using these hex values in HTML or CSS, be sure to include both the number, symbol, and the 6-digit value. So you have to do the hashtag C2845C. Now, if you have no idea what this means, don't worry about it. This is if you were to go in and create some graphics for something and you want the exact Magenta Madness color or the exact Cinnamon Cider color. This is more for demonstrator use, but sometimes people have a use for this also. I'll have a downloadable color chart for our hex values on my blog as well. Okay, you guys, I have to go chop a million pieces of cardstock now so I can get those kits together for you and out in the mail. I expect to have them out no later than Monday. Yay! Nothing's Better Than is a fantastic little kit. Here's one of the sample cards that I made for that kit. It is super, super cute. Love you more than cocktails, cookies, coffee, and chocolate. That's what's included. You would absolutely love this kit. If you want to get your hands on it, pop me an email right here. I'll send you the link so you can go order the kit yourself. There's some fabulous products in there. You'll also need the Nothing's Better Than stamp set and matching dies to complete these cards. You can add those on to your kit order, or if you already have them, you can just get the kit. The kit is $49. You can add the bundle on for an additional $56. Boom! That's a good hump day, right? Don't forget, today is also Joke of the Week day. I always post a joke on my blog every Wednesday with my tip video because I think we need to laugh a little more. Laughing's good for the soul. Thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me. Click up here to head over to my blog where you can download your color coach or your hex value chart or both. And also you can rewatch this video when you get ready to make your color coach. Have yourselves a wonderful Wednesday. Bye-bye.